Over the last 12 months, what is the most expensive lake to purchase waterfront homes on, and what is the least expensive? So, of course, I pulled the data, and I don't think we're too surprised by what we found. The most expensive was Walloon, and the least expensive was Crooked and Burt. Were sort of tied.
Yeah, and we're sort of using our definition of northern Michigan, right? So Torch Lake, for instance, is not included in our analysis. That's actually a different MLS, a little too far south for the area that we cover. So this is really Charlevoix, Emmett County, and Sheboygan County for the most part, right?
That's right. I will say though, a lot of times we have buyers that are searching in northern Michigan, and they're searching waterfront on Torch, waterfront across multiple MLSs. We can help with that. We have agents that we partner with in those areas to make that sort of a seamless process for you. That being said, the data that we're pulling is from the two primary multiple lift service that we support, and that's Water Wonderland and Northern Michigan and MLS. So Walloon is number one, and then Crooked and Burt are bringing up the rear. So why do you think that is? Let's start with Walloon. What makes it the most expensive lake to purchase on?
Well, I think people love the history there. They love the Hemingway history, and of course the visual of that lake is just stunning. The aqua blue. Torch has that characteristic also. People really just gravitate towards that. And there is a great history there, and it's a beautiful, warm, spring-fed lake as well. So
there's a country club there. There's a really lovely downtown and the Walloon Lake Inn. So there's a bit of a social draw for people as well. And it's a larger lake, correct?
Yes, couldn't give you the exact size, but when you compare it to, say, Crooked, Pickerel Lake, it's a decent size. So there's a lot of, if you look at a map, it's got a lot of cool little inlets and bays. So it's a good fishing lake, great water skiing lake, good sailing lake, good swimming lake. So there's a lot of aspects that make it a very appealing lake. Of course, Camp Daggett's there, so a lot of kids get their first experience on the lake going to Camp Daggett. But depending on where you are on the lake, you're either really close to Petoskey or you're close to Boyne City.
Yeah, that's nice. So on the flip side, let's talk the numbers actually for a second. So Walloon, last 12 months, 6 sales, 1.675 million to 4.1 million in the MLS. For Burt and Crooked, we had many more sales, priced as low as 400 and up to 2.6 million. So you can kind of see the difference in range there.
Yeah.
Why do you think the Crooked and Burt are more affordable than Walloon?
Yeah, well, first off, I mean, the thing that strikes me the most is there's sort of like an inverse thing going on here. So traditionally, Crooked would have the lowest number of sales, where Walloon we'd have to pull the historical data, but you would see anywhere more like 20 to 40, 20 to the 30s turnover every year. So you said 6 sales in the last, of course these are public sales, not private sales that didn't come through the MLS. So it's really shocking to see such a low number. Usually Burt will see a little bit higher number as well, but the number of sales on Crooked is pretty phenomenal. So pretty much everything that has come on the market has sold. So as we've seen prices, you're the statistician, but as we've seen prices rise on average, you said 120, 130% over the last 10 years. You know, that has really priced out a lot of people on some of these larger lakes, but Crooked and Pickerel, those prices have also increased at similar rate, but they are still affordable for many people. So we're seeing some people from Lake Charlevoix, from Walloon, that are now buying on Crooked or Burt.
Yeah, definitely. And they're still great lakes. So some of the advantages of being on what we call the inland waterway, so both Crooked and Burt, Pickerel, Mullet Lake, all eventually lead out into the Straits of Mackinac, where you can go anywhere in the world. And Straits of Mackinac are, you know, the area between where Lake Huron and Lake Michigan meet. So part of the reason they're so appealing is, well, first and foremost, they're an easy shot off of 75. So a lot of clients are coming up here and they want to get to their cottage quickly. That can be afforded to them. by going this route.
So there's one other lake that we didn't talk about yet, besides Lake Charlevoix. I guess 2 lakes. It's really, really big.
Lake Michigan?
Lake Michigan, yes.
I got it in here.
Okay.
All right, so the most expensive being Walloon, and then Burt and Crooked, and then
Yeah.
in between, there's a lot of sales on Charlevoix and on Lake Michigan. Not many on Pickerel, super small lake, and those are kind of lumped in with Crooked as well.
Yeah, one of the biggest ranges was Lake Charlevoix. Was that
Lake
it?
Charlevoix was a huge range, so 400,000 was the lowest price single family home sale. 12 million was the big one, and there are some big, beautiful custom homes on Lake Charlevoix.
And then, of course, Lake Michigan would encompass Bay Harbor, Charlevoix, Harbor Springs, Petoskey.
Big range as well, as low as 300 up to 5.4 million. So, but everything, all the lakes are in that same sort of range, with the lowest price point on Walloon being the highest by far, and then having a wide range. You know, anywhere waterfront homes in northern Michigan, anywhere from 300 to 12 million.
Yeah, so inventory still is an issue, I think, on the lakes. Of course, prices are up. We haven't really seen a slowdown in the waterfront market or pricing there in any means. What are your sort of final comments on how you think the last 12 months and these numbers sort of shape up?
We've seen this market still be hot, and I think the reason for that is that it's not as interest rate sensitive as the rest of the market. So if you are in a position to be able to buy a waterfront home, then chances are you have some financial strength to weather higher interest rates, and or maybe you're purchasing with cash and you've probably been waiting for that right home to come along at the right time. So we still see, if a waterfront home is priced competitively, we still see them going like that, and for big prices.
Yeah, so if you are interested in waterfront property here in northern Michigan, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and then DM us, hit us up, give us a call, Google us, whatever. We know all the lakes up here very well and have some great connections and insights that we'd love to share with you.
Thanks for tuning in.